Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and Tom, welcome to the channel as well.
Thank you very much.
Me and Tom, we've been friends for...
too long.
We went to primary school together, so it's been a very, very long time, a scary amount of time. But this is a video that has been highly requested from you guys, and I knew that me, myself, doing it, I would only get terrible comments because I have no idea what I'm doing, and that is we're going to be fully cleaning this car, getting it to probably actually the cleanest it's ever been, because I will show you later on, Tom's garage is full and set up for a full clean and detail of a car, basically, isn't it? So
yeah, we can go as little or as invasive as we want to go.
This is going to be the full process from how filthy the car is right now, because it is pretty dirty, all the way through to getting the wax on. And I've never done anything like this before, so I'm going to learn a lot. I'm hoping you're going to learn a lot too. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So Tom, as a base, what are you thinking?
It's just your typical road grime, really.
Yeah.
As you can see, you got all that splash on the side of the car.
I'm hoping this side of the car is not too bad, because this is the side that's had the most recent respray. There are a few areas to note which we won't be able to see just yet. Somewhere around here, there's like some weird little scratch thing. Oh yeah, it's here. major swirl.
Okay.
Really bad, right?
But we should be able to get rid of most of those. The aim of the game today is going to be full decon. Try and drag as much of this off as possible before we get onto a physical contact wash. Ready for totally blitzing the paint back to just gloss. I don't want to have any kind of existing protection or contamination on the paint, ready for us to then go into a DA polish. After the polish, we can then remove all residue and then apply our wax.
Also, whilst Tom's still setting some bits up, look at the garage in here. It is insane. I've
made use of the space that I've got.
Considering you don't do this as a job, this is insane.
This is my hobby. This is my happy space.
This is unbelievable. It's like we're at a detailing shop or something. Amazing. So, as you can see, I don't have anything like this, nor any sort of knowledge on cleaning cars, which is why I have enlisted the help of Tom today to help me out. Okay, it's game time, and step number one.
We're just going to get jet wash, try and remove as much loose material from the paintwork as possible.
All right, let's do it. So next up is this
citrus pre-wash. It's just designed to break down any kind of baked on material to the paint. We'll then go over with a Snowfoam again, just try and pull that off before we get onto the contact stage.
So it's Snowfoam time.
Now we've got that citrus on there. That's effectively just a degreaser trying to break down any kind of contaminants that's on the paint. This Snowfoam will end up just creating like a thick foam over the vehicle. But we'll let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, here we go. Foam time. Have a championship white car. There we go. That was an easy respray, wasn't it? Yeah, this stuff is nice and thick as well. So we're going to leave this to sit for a bit and then we'll come back to you. Fast forward some time and yeah, time for this to come off, but it is starting to rain a little bit too.
The heavens are just about to open.
Let's get this stuff off. Already looking a lot cleaner than it was just getting all of that road grime off. Round 2 with Snowfoam.
Round 2 with Snowfoam, ready for contact wash. This is just an added precaution, really.
This again, another step I've never done. Pulling out everything from any crevice.
All the stuff I'm not going to be able to get my big microfiber into, I just want to try and get in and out as much crud as possible. Because the last thing we want to do is end up picking up one of these little micro bits of, well, you never know what's on this, all sorts.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And then working that in with our machine polisher at a later stage.
I don't want you to think that I'm not doing anything, so I'm going to jump in with a brush as well, and let's hit this whole car. Next up is this fallout remover stuff. This is that stuff that just absolutely stinks.
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
I think what would be cool though is I'm pretty sure this is going to reveal a lot of stuff. So it's all going to turn purple, all the stuff it's pulling off,
That's
right?
why I want to do this before we get onto the contact wash, just to try and show you still, even after all of that work that we've just done, still what's on the paint.
So then, Tom, it's wash time?
It's now ready for the contact wash. All we're going to do is get the microfiber out, ensuring that we're using this 2-bucket method. Idea being, you want to pull off and try and wick up any kind of, again, crud that's still on the paint, dump it into our rinse bucket so we're not sort of cross-contaminating anything, picking any crud up from our soap and back onto the car.
We've got the buckets ready to go. That sounds like a GTR or a 350.
There is a GTR that lives over the road, could very well be. Now I'm not going to go all the way down. Purpose being, that's where all the crud is going to be. So what I'm going to end up doing is doing all the lower trim last, focusing on the top down.
This is quite literally rinse and repeat. Well, like some random fluke, it's now hailing, which is ideal, isn't it?
It's quite painful, actually.
Perfect weather for washing a car. Luckily, it's at this stage at the moment. So
that's fine. The rain is helping us at this stage, keeping the car moist. Moist.
Lovely choice of words. Car's been fully pressure washed down again. We're going to hit it again with the sponge because why not? But the service of this place, I can't believe it. Bacon sandwich as well for lunch. This is incredible.
Service with a smile.
Chow down on this and then get back out on the car, and it has stopped raining, which is amazing. So
And hailing.
Yes, and the hail stopped too. This is insane. This has just come out of nowhere. It's literally just ran. Jesus.
Well, this wasn't forecast.
Jesus Christ.
Your spoiler's acting like a ramp.
This is wind tunnel testing. That's what this is. It is actually all just ice all over the top of the car.
That's just what we want.
Yeah, perfect weather for washing cars, you know. Okay, after a brief pause because it absolutely was smashing it down, we decided to leave it. Oh, these are cool. For drips coming off the wing mirrors.
Yeah, well, little magnetic towels. They just clip onto the bodywork. Try and catch any kind of dripping.
I've never seen anything like that. That's such a good idea. As you can see, lots of dried hard water spots on the window. What is this stuff then?
This is a spotless intensive water spot remover. If we watch this, it's almost immediate that it just dissolves all the minerals that were caked on that window. Just leave a little bit of a film, so we'll have to come back with a glass remover.
That is crazy though.
That's already just up and lifted. That's the one thing that I cannot stand is water spots.
That's literally like spray and wipe once and it's all gone. I think what we're actually going to do is jack up the car and do in the wheel arches as well. Rear wheels are off and car is obviously up in the air. As you can see, this is what a winter has done to the wheel arches and all the freshness that was. I can just see rust already, which is mental that this has only been on like this and on the car for 3-4 months. Other side's off as well, as you can hear. Tom's starting on that side. I thought I'd just show you a quick before of what this looks like. And just like that, there you go. This thing, well, all the black looking super fresh, put some blackener stuff on it as well, and it's looking so much nicer under here. As you can see though, yeah, stuff is starting to rust, which is a real shame. Doesn't look as fresh as when I picked it up, but that is the UK weather for you. Now that the rear is done, we're gonna move on to the front, and here is a look at the fronts, and these aren't anywhere near as bad in my opinion as the rears, but it is just repeating the process we've just done. So I'm gonna smash through this and I'll get back to you once all of this is done. And fast forward some time, and as you can see, looking super fresh in here now. But as you can see here, these arches are pretty grey. Watch the transformation, because we're going to go from this to a more black using Auto Finesse Black Revive stuff, which we're going to use on other bits, other plastics around the car as well. And there we go. These wheel arch liners are looking super black. Time to put the wheels on and lower this car back onto the ground. As you can hear, car's running. We're going to pull it inside the garage now. This is going to be it for day number 1, because there's just not enough daylight to be able to complete all the steps. Let's get it inside and then we can come back to this tomorrow. I think this is the first time I've ever even seen this car in a garage before. Oh, that carbon looks sick.
It really does glisten in that sun.
What? That looks crazy. When you get no distractions around the outside. Oh my, hang on, I've got to show you guys this. This looks so good. Damn, look at how cool this is. I don't know how, like, I guess it's because there's no direct light coming from above. It just gives it a completely different dimension. Like, I've never seen the car looking like this before. This is now going to stay in here overnight. Let's spin to tomorrow. And we are back, and it is day 2. So let's waste no time. Let's get this car out, and then we'll explain what we're going up to today.
Plan of attack today, day 2, we are going to finish off the decontamination stage, which is going to be a final once over with a clay bar, which is again to try and take off any impurities that are still left on the body of the paint that we weren't able to get rid of yesterday. We're then going to go on to a dual action machine polish. We'll use different compounds depending on the carbon, PPF, as well as the body itself, leading then on to the final protection, the easy stage, which is the wax. And then it's the trimming.
Let's just start clay bar on this thing, which again is something I've never done with this car, so it should be interesting to see how much stuff is just going to come off of this thing. So as we've come to expect in this incredible little workshop area, everything is in a box and all nicely packaged up. So we've got this lube, so we're not just going like on just dry paint. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We want to be able to use either a clay lube or quick detailer, something just to allow us to effortlessly glide this clay. Just trying to work this clay at the moment, trying to get it warm and malleable, ready for us to handle.
We're both obviously going to tackle this because it's going to be a lot faster to do a car with 2 people. This is, just for the record, brand new clay, so you can see absolutely nothing on this.
Just folded. Let's
see what's going to happen once we hit the car with this stuff. I've never done any sort of claying or anything before, so Tom, talk me through this stuff because I'm scared I'm going to get it wrong.
You can't really get it wrong. It's a case of lather the surface, lather the clay, and just rub.
Oh right, it is that simple.
It is that simple.
I'm guessing you just want to make sure it's lubed
back
up.
and forth motions, exactly. We want to make sure that this effortlessly glides and just tries to pick up any kind of like little whisker imperfections that are still left on the paintwork, even after all that chemical decontamination that we did yesterday. So if you were to get the back of your finger along your roof line, for example, you'll see that even though we did that full wash yesterday, it still feels a little bit,
yeah, it can feel like
rough, a little bit sandy.
Well, I've never done this to my car.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever got done with the previous owners, but if I've had it 7 years, over 7 years, I can imagine there's going to be quite a lot of stuff on there. It almost sounds like sandpaper when you run over it as well.
And that's what this is trying to pull up itself. Right, so then once that's done, buffer off, dry her up.
So now this is guessing. So that's, yeah, pretty gross. And this should feel smooth, right?
Smoother.
Jesus, that's so crazy.
And again, it's those minor imperfections and impurities that we don't want to be etching into the paintwork when we end up going to our dual action. Okay,
this is absolutely nuts that there's this much stuff already on the clay. This surely just proves why this stage is so important. Wow. That's actually blown my mind how much is on there.
The more we can do before polish and before protection, the better.
We've got to do this entire car, so
let's get to it.
Let's get to it, yeah. I just want you guys to be able to hear this. You'll just hear the difference, like listen to this. Sandy, not sandy. Like, it's mad that it's literally, you can hear it change. As you can see, all the trims are now taped up. That's all ready to go. And look who's shown up. Tom is here, and we have a certain sticker on here. So go check the website out if you want to pick up one of those. And also, what's going on, because it's lunchtime, got some chips on the go. Proper detailer's lunch, this. So Tom, well, we've got this set up ready to go, all plugged in. This is way beyond anything I've ever done, so what are we doing?
Right, what we're going to do is a dual action polish. Unlike your typical rotary, this one also orbits around as well, which sort of disperses any kind of heat to try and minimise any kind of burn through that might come from going through this clear coat too hard. There is a few swirl marks on Olly's roof.
Oh, 100% my fault.
Let's load up our medium pad. I don't want to go too hard on this just yet. If it needs going back again with a harder polish and a harder compound, then I will do so. Fresh pad. Going to dampen that up, apply a bit of polish. What we're going to do is work on the roof, split it into quarters for now. If we have to do it even smaller, then we will do so. About 4 piece-sized drops. That's all you need. And all I'm going to do is just dab this on the surface. On the quarter that we're going to be working on, we'll do this back quarter to start with. Then I'm going to start working that round like a thin paste on the lowest speed, working our way up to the highest, and then we'll just work that in. We'll do 2 or 3 passes as a crosshatch, buff it off, and then that should be complete.
So looking forward to seeing
I'm
the
also
result.
a bit vertically challenged, so bear with me. Right, so that's going to be our affected area. Off any residue, and what do we make of that so far?
Oh wow. Like here you can see, I don't know, there's almost no way you're going to see this on camera. There's swirls here, but obviously that hasn't been touched, and then you move down and it's just, there's nothing there. That's mental.
We'll do the whole roof, we'll assess it. If we're not happy, then we'll go for round 2.
Just in case you're curious, this is the product that we're using on the car.
Sure, it's a great one-step product, as opposed to having like your heavy cut, then your refine, and then your polish. It all does it in just one.
Right guys, I'm gonna give this a go. I have absolutely, categorically got no idea what I'm doing right now, so I'm a bit worried, but I'm thinking this door is probably gonna be one of the safest places to do it. Here we go, I guess. So I just need to...
4 pea-sized dots.
4 dots. Nice. So what, we just dab them on the...
Dab the lot, cord over the shoulder.
Oh, yes.
Just to keep it out of harm's way, so it's not dangling in front of you.
Oh God, okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. There's the lock.
Let the weight of the machine do all the work.
Oh God. Okay, this is the bit that I'm...
Wind it up, there you go.
Going
Try and keep the pad on the paint at all times.
All right, Tom, give me a review.
That's a somewhat decent first attempt.
Somewhat decent.
We can definitely go over it again. No, all things considered, you handled that very well. Because the machine itself isn't the easiest thing to get used to. It's looking a lot better than it came here yesterday.
Oh, for sure. You don't want to go over what I've just done then? What do you think it's all right?
We'll go on to the front wing next.
Right, I've decided that I'm going to do the front wing as well. The size of this pad means we can't actually do the entire piece. Don't think I'm missing bits. This makes it sound like I know what I'm doing. I still have no idea. That was on 6, that's scary. Right. There's actually all of this side of the car that we can do with that big DA, so the plan is to just replicate everything we've just done on this side, on the other side of the car as well. Either way, we need to crack on. Fast forward some time, and most of the car is done with the big pad now, but obviously left we have the carbon bonnet that's got PPF on it. So what we were using for the car was this S20, whereas for the PPF, because obviously we don't want to smoke through that, we've got this. So what's this?
This is the S40, so as you can see, this is on the finer side of the cut. This is probably the weakest cutting material that we've got. It's just really to take off any kind of top perish layer on the PPF. PPF you can treat no differently to paint. You just got to be wary about the fact that it is plastic as opposed to a clear coat compound. I'm going to try and avoid as many of these contours as possible. So I'm going to break it up into, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different faces.
And also we've changed the pad as well.
Yeah, so same again, this is just the softest pad. All we want to do is just give it that final like rejuvenation as such. After yesterday's exfoliating hail, this should be a breeze.
Very true. All of the big stuff finished now. As you saw, the rear spoiler got done as well, and now we're moving on to the tiny little boy, just to do the smaller areas. Exactly the same process as before, just on a smaller scale. This process is exactly the same for all the other little bits around the car, so we're just going to get back to you once all of those bits are done so we can move on to the next step. Fast forward even more time, and it's finally the time of the good stuff from Japan. What's the process here though, Tom?
So this, unlike a wax, it's a polymer-based sealant, so this is going to be like a 12-month hydrophobic protection. With Soft 99, I use this on all of my cars, even though they recommend it for Jap cars. It's just a really nice, deep gloss enhancer, so it should be able to make this paintwork pop even more than it already is.
This is the step I'm most looking forward to. I'm really looking forward.
I can't wait to see the outcome.
Yeah, this is going to be sick. How are we applying this stuff then?
Oh, it's so simple. All we're going to do, take a fresh pad, we're just going to give it a couple twists, and we're literally just going to apply, just like we did the polish, we're just going to apply this in a hatch mark, horizontal, linear.
Oh, it smells good as well.
Oh, I know. So I'll then move on to the next block. I'll let that cure. When this is laid down, I'll go back and buff off the first.
So this is obviously going to go way faster with both of us doing it. So I'm going to grab the same stuff that Tom's using right now, and we're going to try and hit this whole car right now. Obviously this is the same process across the entire car, so we're going to smash through the rest of this and I'll get back to you once the whole thing is done. So fast forward again, and the entire car has now got the wax all over it, and it looks incredible, as you can probably tell from here. But I'm not going to show you everything just yet because Tom's back there right now putting some tyre stuff on the tyres, and then we've got the back to black trim revival stuff to do as well. Areas like this and various other black bits around the car will also go back to actually black and not grey. Tom is currently doing the wiper blade. Everything's just grey on this, isn't it? It's just like super faded.
It's just super faded plastics. Just sort of bringing it back to its former glory as such.
Forgot to mention as well, done the windows, been wiped down, and then it's got some like Rain-X stuff on it for like hydrophobic effects. That'll be sweet. And also tyre shine stuff. This is like a matte tyre shine, which I didn't even know was a thing. I thought it was only glossy, so that's cool. Making these PS5s look amazing again. We're pretty much there actually.
We've got the trim to go, and I want to have a go at your exhaust, and then I'm letting you go.
Let me go. Amazing. And there we go, looking so much nicer along with everything around here. It's actually interesting how it just being back to actually a black colour makes it more of a contrast colour, which actually makes the car look better. I don't know. But the next step and the final step is we're gonna, well, I'm not, because I don't trust myself doing this. Tom's gonna try and, well, is going to succeed in polishing up this exhaust tip because...
Yeah, there's just some surface oxidization that just looks a bit meh. I don't like it. Sorry, I just don't like it.
That's fair enough.
We'll see what we can do. We'll give it a little polish.
So here's a little before. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this is going to look like. And there we go. It's obviously not like super shiny. This is how I think they come from Solid Fab actually. Super fresh, so shout out to Tom for doing that as well. And that is everything done. you so much for this. This is
No worries, mate, my pleasure.
Insane. It's just mad, like, I've just been staring at the car for the last few hours whilst little bits are being done, just being like, I can't believe this is mine. Are you happy with how everything's gone?
I'm happy with how it's turned out. Like, I'm not exactly a pro by any means. I've got all the gear, I've got some idea.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that, well, I hope that you're satisfied with it anyway.
This is just a hobby, so like, don't think that Tom's like a professional detailer or anything. And then also, we didn't go like full send really, did we? Like, we could have been like...
Oh, when I did mine, I took 7 days.
The funny thing is, I'm very much looking forward to seeing when it rains what this looks like, but at the same time, I don't want it to rain because I don't want it to get filthy. And actually, fast forward to the next morning, it decided to rain last night, which is very upsetting, but check out the beading on this. This is absolutely crazy. I have never ever had anything anywhere close to this before. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this one. Huge shout out to Tom once again. Leave a comment down below what you think the car looks like now, what you think of the process. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this in the future as well. Like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.